Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Shraddha's Physics. This video is based on statistical mechanics for the core 14. So today we will see the thermodynamic functions of a two energy level system. Here you can see that the lower energy level is minus epsilon and the higher energy level is plus epsilon. So the difference between these two energy level is plus epsilon minus of minus epsilon, that will be twice of epsilon. The number of particles in the upper energy level, that is plus E, is n1, and in the lower energy level the number of particles available is n2. So let us assume that the system is in thermal equilibrium with a heat reservoir at temperature T. So for that the partition function can write Z equal to sum over Gi exponential minus beta epsilon I. So here by neglecting J or the degeneracy considering 1, that will becomes E minus exponential minus beta epsilon plus exponential plus beta epsilon. Here we have considered the two energy level system, one for epsilon and another plus epsilon and another is minus epsilon. So for plus epsilon this will becomes exponential minus beta epsilon, and for minus epsilon the energy level this will becomes minus minus plus, this is exponential beta epsilon. So this will leads to twice of cos hyperbolic beta epsilon. So the partition function will be this much, or for the n number of particles this partition function can be written as twice of cos h beta I power n. The probability of the occupancy of this state is for the first state, so this will becomes P1 equal to exponential minus beta I. So minus beta I means for this state, upper state this is plus energy plus epsilon. So this exponential minus beta epsilon divided by the total partition function, that is Z. Here we are calculating the probability of occupancy. So this will becomes exponential minus beta epsilon divided by this part exponential minus beta epsilon plus exponential beta epsilon. So by cancelling this we will get, or if we will divide exponential minus beta epsilon on the denominator and numerator, we will get this will be 1 divided by this will becomes 1 plus this exponential beta epsilon divided by exponential minus beta epsilon will be exponential 2 beta epsilon. Here we have just divided this part exponential minus beta epsilon in the upper and lower, that is denominator and numerator. Similarly P2 can be calculated as exponential minus of minus epsilon, that will becomes plus beta epsilon divided by Z. So this will becomes the total partition function. Here we have put, by putting this here we will get, by dividing exponential beta epsilon in the denominator and numerator we will get this is 1 divided by 1 plus this will becomes 1 plus this part will becomes exponential minus 2 beta epsilon. Clear? So now we will calculate the Helmholtz free energy. So Helmholtz free energy we know this is minus kT ln Z. So in place of log Z we have just substituted this log Z, or for your n number of particles we have substituted 2 cos h beta epsilon power n. So this will becomes this is the total number of particle n. So F will now becomes this is the log a power b, or we can write that b log n. So by taking the power n on here, so this will becomes minus nkt log 2 cos hyperbolic beta epsilon. So now you can calculate the entropy, that is minus dou f by dou t at constant V. So here taking the derivative with respect to the temperature we will get minus dou by dou t of this much. So here minus minus becomes plus, taking nk common this will be ln. So the derivative of temperature will, the remaining term is ln 2 cos h beta epsilon plus again here beta depends on your temperature, that is 1 by kT. So here this nk has already taken common, so this t divided by the derivative of log is 1 by twice of cos h beta epsilon into the derivative of cos h 2 cos h beta epsilon is 2 sin h beta epsilon. Again the derivative with respect to beta epsilon will be, this is epsilon, the beta means 1 by kT, the derivative of 1 by kT is minus 1 by kT square. Clear? So this will becomes nk ln 2 cos h beta epsilon, this minus epsilon divided by, this is kbt, 1t get cancelled with this, so epsilon divided by kbt, this sin h beta epsilon divided by cos h beta epsilon will be tan h beta epsilon, 2 get cancelled. So the entropy will becomes this, or simply we can write 1 by kt as beta. So S will be nk ln 2 cos h beta epsilon minus beta epsilon tan h beta epsilon. Now see the total energy. Total energy is the free energy plus Ts. So from the free energy expression we have substituted this, and here the entropy is this much, and by multiplying the T here we will get, so this minus nkt ln 2 cos h beta I, and here also plus nkt ln 2 cos h beta I beta epsilon, so they will get cancelled. So the remaining term is minus nkt beta epsilon tan h beta I beta epsilon. Clear? This beta is 1 by kt, here kt, they will get cancelled. So the remaining will be minus n epsilon tan h beta epsilon, or you can write in place of beta, so this is 1 by kt. So for the total magnetic moment of the paramagnet, we can calculate mu equal to minus dou f by dou b at constant t, that will be simply n mu b tan h beta mu b into b. Okay, derivative with respect to your beta. So the magnetization or the magnetic moment per unit volume will be m equal to mu by b. Here this is the mu and divided by b, and again the magnetic susceptibility you can calculate like m equal to chi into h. H is the applied field, or chi can be written as dou m by dou h at constant t. So taking the derivative with respect to h, we will get, so if beta mu b is very less than 1, here if this beta mu b is very less than 1, so in place of tan h, this is something x. If we will put some beta mu b equal to x, so this tan hx will be nearly equal to x. Or for x is very less than 1, we can neglect this term, or you can simply put this as x, that is n mu b into beta mu b into b divided by b. So this will becomes n mu b square, this beta is 1 by kt into b divided by this b. Clear? So this will gives the magnetization. Again you can calculate the magnetic field B equal to mu naught H plus M, or this mu naught whole into H plus, in place of M this is chi into H. This can be written as, taking H common, mu naught 1 plus chi into H. So for the paramagnetic material, this susceptibility is very less than 1, or simply we can write this chi will be equal to mu naught M divided by B, or this will becomes n mu naught mu b square divided by v kt. Here you can see that the susceptibility is inversely proportional to the temperature, that leads to the Curie's law. So from this expression we can also calculate the specific heat, that is C equal to du by dt, or this is dE by dt. So in place of E, that is the total energy, is minus n epsilon tan h epsilon by kt. So the derivative with respect to the temperature, this will gives, this is minus n epsilon, in place of tan this will be sec square h epsilon by kt into, this will be minus epsilon by kt t square. This is 1 by t derivative will be minus 1 by t square, and this epsilon by kb is constant. So this expression will be like n epsilon square, this minus becomes plus, n epsilon square divided by this kt square into sec square h hyperbolic, this is epsilon divided by kt. So here you can simply, taking nk common, you can write epsilon by kbt whole square. 1 kk will, if will get cancelled, this will remain as 1k. So sec square h epsilon by kt, or simply this will be equal to nk beta, this is 1 by kt is your beta epsilon square sec square h into your beta epsilon. So we have calculated the thermodynamical function for your 2 energy level system. So this is all for today. In the next class we will see the negative temperature coefficient. Okay, thank you.